Okay, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about something that's going to make your life a lot easier. Let's say you've been promoted to be a leader in your organization. I'm going to give you a list of things to avoid at all costs to make your life a lot easier. Okay, first thing you want to do is not be infatuated with yourself. Some leaders believe everything is about them and whatever they say is right. When you become self absorbed like that or have this inflated ego, you create your own sense of reality that is absolutely impossible to get other team members to trust or buy into. And trust is essential. See, without it, leaders are unable to generate a buy in from their team members at any level of the organization, even if they have the wool pull over the owner's eyes. See, they like to divide instead of unify. It's almost like a game. A true sense of community is necessary to move your organization and the system forward. Everyone must be willing to put their shoulders to the wheel together, and that is impossible when there's animosity. When team members are not getting along, it's impossible. When team members don't like the leader, it's impossible. Some leaders think highly effective and motivational tactic is to encourage competition among the members of their staff. But you'd be hard pressed to find a successful sports organization or a team that thrives on this dynamic. The greatest teams in any sport come out of the locker room ready to fight for each other. And they understand that resentment always undermines any chance of success. The same is going to hold true for any organization. And leaders who think otherwise are doomed. See, choosing the wrong people, being a leader requires putting yourself under a microscope, which can be difficult and uncomfortable for a lot of people. The worst way you can react to those feelings is by surrounding yourself with people that have this undying connection to you, right? Whose best quality is their affirmation of your insecurities. Some leaders would rather create a circle of unqualified yes men than team players who have the courage to speak their minds and disagree with them every once in a while. Don't demonize those who disagree with you. And remember that ideologically, the alignment is not the basis for an effective team building. So don't allow your need to be liked to cloud your judgment. Never say you're sorry or you're wrong. So, in keeping with the previous point I was making, while all leaders need to be confident, they also need to be open minded and willing to consider opposing views. See, excessive self confidence can lead to the unfortunate and often terribly disastrous consequences of believing that you're always right. Remember, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts, even when the evidence shows otherwise. Taking accountability by admitting failure and acknowledging is a strength, not a weakness. The next thing you don't want to do is blame your predecessor. Rather than taking responsibility for the state of your organization, some leaders would rather blame the predecessor. While they think this clears the plate of any blame and gives them the air of, that they are not in any way, shape, or form responsible, all it does is establish a culture of absent of accountability. Accountability is everything. See, that's where blame passes from one employee to another, right? What did Churchill say, right? Success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. All leaders make mistakes and all decisions have downsides, every one of them. So You don't want to tarnish your own reputation by ignoring the accomplishments of those who came before you and excessively focusing on the negative, and avoid essential, you know, pointness of your leadership. Got to take responsibility. Next thing you don't want to do is take communication style for granted. Some leaders think that, content is going to be the best way to, trump that always trumps communication. But how can you spread a message, and how you spread that message is as important as the message itself. Take time for face-to-face interactions with the team members at every level, and don't be afraid to engage people through technology. However, never hide behind technology as a means of avoiding an in-person interaction. See, some leaders think they should only communicate with team members within their organization when there's a serious news to be shared that will have significant impact on day-to-day operations. However, if your only point of view is how bad things are, you will undermine the organization and its pride and hurt the overall morale of the whole entire team. Leaders should accept responsibility for their mistakes and create a culture of accountability, but also celebrate everyday little wins. Never forget the attitude comes from top down. Pace of the pack set by the speed of the leader. Both in what you say and how you say it is important. And never lower the bar on civility. Leaders set the example for how employees should treat each other and must be able to apologize to people when they have done wrong, which demonstrates the value of humility. If leaders do not embody these positive values, the bar for civility in your organization will be lowered for all of the employees, and the results can be toxic and destructive. Then whose fault is it? Hope you guys have a great day. Be safe, take care, sell a bunch, and say something nice to somebody.
You've been listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast. Please hit the subscribe and notification of new episodes button, and visit us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok for bonus content.